Hi there, Amber Thomas with Women at the Well here. I am so glad you are here with me for another gospel reflection this week. In this week's gospel from the book of Luke, we hear about Jesus journeying to Jerusalem. And in that reading and on that journey, we hear about people saying to Jesus, Jesus, I will follow you wherever you go, or Jesus inviting people to follow him. And those people then say to Jesus, sure, I'll follow you, but first let me go and say goodbye to my family, or first let me go and bury my father. And Jesus responds to those people to essentially say to them, no, don't worry about those things. Follow me immediately. And it got me thinking how often in my life I respond in that way. I have this passion for God, as these followers did. Earlier in the reading, we hear about his followers who are so passionate that when Jesus is not welcomed in a Samaritan village, they ask him, Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven and consume them? So we have these people who have this great passion, who are willing to support Jesus and follow him wherever he goes. But we have also our human nature reflected in this reading. And how often is that true for me? I know it's so true for me that, I can be passionate about following God and excited and on fire for the Lord. But then my human nature creeps in and I say, sure, God, I'll follow you wherever you go. But first, let me do this. But first, let me, use my time how I want to use it. And then I'll give you time. Let me get all these things done in the day, and then I'll do my prayer time. Or, Lord, yes, I'll follow you, but I'm still attached to all these worldly things. Now, saying goodbye to your family, burying a parent, those are not inherently bad things. Those are beautiful things. We have wonderful families here on earth, and God designed the human family. But this reading really shows us that following Christ is kind of radical sometimes. And we have to be willing to take up our cross and follow him, no matter the cost. I can't imagine how hard it would be to go and follow God without even saying goodbye to my family. But the beautiful thing about this following God, about being a Christian, a Christ follower, is that God calls us to follow him, and his plan is so beautiful. And when we willingly follow God and give up our attachments to all these worldly things, then beautiful things happen. So, as I'm thinking about all of this and sharing all of this with you this week, I invite you to reflect on this week and just pray and ask God to help guide you, and ask the Holy Spirit to give you courage in taking that step to follow God in a more passionate and radical way this week. And maybe that just looks like giving up something you're attached to. For me, maybe it would mean reprioritizing my time properly and giving God the first fruits of my time, using the first fruits of my time to follow him, have prayer time with him, rather than trying to get all these other things done in my schedule and then follow God. All right, I'm so glad you guys could join for another gospel reflection this week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please know that I'm praying for you, and I'm so glad you're here. Have a wonderful week.